Welcome to Video Wizards. We're here to break down complex topics into clear, engaging explainers. Today, we're plugging into one of India's biggest challenges. How do you power a $30 trillion economy while also going green? Well, it might all come down to a pretty revolutionary idea called the India Energy Stack. If you enjoy our content and are ready to see the future of energy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so let's set the stage. India is on a path of just incredible growth. We're talking more industries, millions of new electric vehicles hitting the roads, and a better quality of life for everybody. But you know what powers all of that? Electricity. And trying to fuel this massive ambition while hitting our climate goals, well, that is one of the most complex puzzles of our time.
You see, this kind of future requires a power grid that's not just bigger, but a whole lot smarter. So you've got to ask the really critical question we're digging into today. Is the digital backbone of our power sector, is it actually ready for what's coming?
Okay, but before we jump into the solution, we've got to get our heads around the core problem that the sector is facing right now.
So when you look closely, the problem isn't really a lack of technology, it's a lack of connection. The whole sector is up against 4 key digital hurdles. For starters, there's no single unique way to identify a consumer or, say, a transformer, which makes just tracking anything really difficult. That leads to what's called information asymmetry. Basically, everyone is working with different, incomplete pieces of the puzzle. Then you've got huge interoperability gaps, which is just a fancy way of saying different systems can't talk to each other. And all of this forces companies into these expensive, isolated platforms, which, you guessed it, drives up costs for everyone.
So here's the crucial takeaway. While India has definitely invested in digital tools, things like smart meters and control systems, they're all isolated. A power distribution company, a discom, in one state might have a fantastic system, but it can't communicate with the generation company or genco that's supplying its power. Can't even talk to the discom in the state next door. This creates what the source calls digital islands, all these pockets of great technology that just can't work together. And the result? Inefficiency, higher costs, and a massive brake on innovation.
So how do you connect all these islands? Well, you build a bridge. And in this case, that bridge is called the India Energy Stack. The best way to think about it is like UPI for payments. Remember before UPI, trying to transfer money between different banks was clunky, right? UPI came along and created a common language that all the banks could use, making payments totally seamless and instant. The India Energy Stack wants to do the exact same thing, but for the energy sector. It's about creating a common digital language for everyone to speak.
And this is a really, really important distinction to make. The IES is not some giant centralized government software that's coming to take over. It's not going to store all your data. It's not going to control power plants. No, think of it more like a set of open rules, a kind of digital trust bridge that simply allows all the existing independent systems to finally talk to each other securely and efficiently. So here's what that actually looks like in practice. You can see all the different players here, each with their own separate system. IES acts as that standardized hub in the middle. It provides these things called APIs. You can think of them as universal adapters that let everyone plug in and exchange information. So again, it's not about centralizing control. It's all about standardizing the connection. Okay, so we're building this common language for energy. What does that actually mean for the people and the companies on the ground? What's in it for them?
Well, this is the payoff right here. For consumers, people like you and me, it means we could finally get control over our own energy data. It could even let us participate in new energy markets. For a distribution company, it means they can finally break free from being locked into one single expensive technology vendor. And for tech startups, man, this blows the doors wide open for innovation by giving them standardized access to data and sandboxes where they can test new ideas. It really does create a level playing field for everyone.
Right. But an idea this huge, you can't just flip a switch and make it happen overnight. So what's the actual strategy to turn this vision into a reality? Well, the rollout follows this really practical AAA strategy. First, you've got the architecture. That's the technical blueprint, the rules of the road. Then you drive adoption through pilot programs and creating supportive policies. And finally, you have the accelerator, which gives innovators the tools and the test environments they need to build new solutions right on top of the stack. It's a very smart use case by use case approach. And this practical strategy is what allows for some incredible new possibilities. I mean, just imagine for a second, what if you could sell the extra solar power from your roof directly to your neighbor next door? This isn't science fiction anymore.
It's the exact kind of future the India energy stack is designed to make possible. This is what we call peer-to-peer or P2P energy trading. Thanks to IES, households with solar panels, they're called prosumers because they produce and consume, can create digital contracts to sell their extra power. Your smart meter provides the trusted, verified data to prove exactly how much energy you sold, and the IES framework gives you the digital rails to settle the whole transaction automatically. All of a sudden, individual homes become active participants in the energy market, not just passive consumers. It's a total game changer. And the benefits just ripple outwards from there. Prosumers get a much better return on their solar investment. Their neighbors can get access to cheaper, local, green energy. For the grid itself, using local energy means more flexibility and more stability. And for innovators, it's a brand new platform to build services we probably haven't even dreamed of yet. And this is just one example of the future IES unlocks, from smarter EV charging to way more efficient grid management. So let's zoom out one last time and look at the big picture here. Because the India energy stack, it's ultimately about way more than just technology. It all comes down to this vision, a vision for a completely new kind of energy system, one that's transparent, that's efficient, and most importantly, one that empowers absolutely everyone from the individual consumer all the way to the innovator. This whole idea connects directly back to India's huge ambitions for both economic growth and a sustainable future.
It really leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? In a future that is absolutely going to be defined by clean, reliable electricity, could a shared digital language be the one key that unlocks it all? That's the powerful idea behind the India energy stack. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Vidyut Wizards for more explainers like this.